It is Chew Quieter. We are back, and Armando seems to be in one of those moods right now because he went through a series of pokings and proddings and just does not feel
Oh,
well.
everything's been going on, but it is what it is. I did first round of allergy cluster. I've been suffering for allergies my whole life. So let's see, I turned 55 on Tuesday. So my whole life, 55 years, I've dealt with allergies, and I was just finally a few months ago, I was just done. So went had an allergy test. They realized that I was a candidate for clusters, started clusters, and I made the appointment thinking I'd be gone for a half an hour. Well, I get there and the lady who administers the shot says, "Yeah, you're going to be here for your first shot. Then we wait a half an hour, and then you have three more rounds after that,
Oh fuck!
and then each one's a half an hour between." I was like, "What? I didn't plan for this," but I was already in there. It's already happening. So you go in, three shots first round. Go wait a half an hour. Make sure that you're not having any adverse reaction. Next round comes through, another three shots. Wait 30 minutes to sit there and doodle on your phone, whatever the hell you want to do. Go back. Any reaction? No. Okay, let's go to the third round. Same thing. 4 rounds of this shit. And then a half an hour after to make sure that you don't fall over in the freaking lobby. And then they let you go home. But the odd thing is they make you take allergy pills before you go in there. So I had to take a Zyrtec and a Zytol and a Pepsid.
Is that just to see exactly your baseline with that sort of pill?
No, I think it's just in case you have any adverse reaction, you have some sort of backup in your system to. So all they're doing is they're injecting you with different stuff that they tested me to be allergic to.
It's like pollen.
So trees, yeah, trees. It's all environment and nature shit that I'm allergic to. Like heavily on grasses and trees, and most of the stuff that's in Arizona now, I'm very allergic to. So it's basically all that they're putting in you, but then they make you take the Zyrtec and that Zytol to kind of calm it, and then they give you the Pepsid to calm your stomach in case you have a stomach reaction. But I came home and I'm sitting at my desk and I'm sitting there and I'm typing, and I got like 3 letters in, and I'm like, what was I typing? Where was I at? And I'm sitting there going, why can't I think? And then I was just, okay, I'm just done. I go and sit on my bed, and I'm sitting there and I'm answering email, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm like, I got to just stop. I just can't do this. I can't do this. I sat in bed, I laid down, and I was out for like 3 hours.
God damn.
The groomer came for the dog. I missed her text. I missed her call. Finally, she's pounding on the front door, and I heard the front door open. I'm like, oh, and I'm like half asleep, and I walked out and took the dog out. And then I had an appointment with the guy. We're building a wall because I'm the new Trump. We build walls around here because walls fucking work. And then the guy for the wall was coming at 3:00. Totally missed him. I woke up like 3:45, and he's like, hey, you said you're going to be around. I'm like, yeah, I'm here. My truck's here. I just passed out, dude. Sorry. So he waited. Luckily, he waited. And then he was measuring and stuff like that. I went out there and met with him. But I was just like, and then 8:00 that night, I was out. And I slept from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m.
Damn.
Yeah. So, yeah, I kicked my butt.
So did they advise you like, hey, you might want to bring a fruit roll up or some corn nuts or pudding pack or something like that, so you can at least have some substance with these pills or these shots and everything else?
No, I was under the impression that I was going for one round, and then because I have to do it again next week.
Oh my
so
God.
I have 5 weeks of this. I have 5 weeks of this cluster. So I'm like, maybe the morning isn't the good thing. Maybe I'm gonna change my till the afternoon, late in the afternoon, just in case I'm feeling like I just go to bed.
At least now you know. At least now you know you could take a cooler with some beers and other shit.
Yeah, just go back to the truck, sit in the truck for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I just Uber over and Uber home.
So it's funny you kind of said that you're feeling a little bit like fogginess and all that. So for the last 2 weeks, I've been doing keto. And one of the symptoms to know that you're in ketosis is you have this fogginess and, you're kind of like aloof and you have this almost like a emptiness in your head sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I felt it today. I'm working and I was typing something and all of a sudden I'm like, what was I typing? What was I trying to say? But it's a good thing. I mean, I was actually talking to Jake Glazer this morning and, he said that he thinks I'm on the right track with how my diet's going and everything. I'm down to a solid 226 as of this morning. I have more muscle mass.
Nice.
I've been after we had him on, and he said that he gets up at 4:30 in the morning to go to the gym. I was like, you know what? I should probably start doing that too. So I have. I started to go at 4:30. I started waking up at 4:30, not going at 4:30, but I've been at the gym at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I do a half hour of stationary bike with intervals, and after that, I do an hour of weightlifting. So I have seen quite a bit of change in my body. Much of my man boobs are gone. I'm seeing it in my shoulders a little bit. My biceps and my triceps back here have been like super tight. So I think that's going to help my golf swing. More clubhead speed.
Or more slicing speed.
One of the God, don't say that. Yeah, I'm kind of happy I talked with him this morning because I was feeling frustrated, thinking that I wasn't really losing the weight that I should. But he made sense of it, like, hey, muscle weighs more than fat. You're gonna see more gain than you are gonna see loss. So if you're seeing loss, it's it's a good thing, but you're also gonna see gain over time, and stop weighing yourself every fucking week.
Yeah. If you're seeing results, stop weighing. If you're noticing, hey, what's that right there? That's a muscle that I haven't seen in 10 years. Then you're on the right track.
But I'm also happy that my cardio is getting better. My endurance is getting better. Before everything started, I was not doing well with endurance. The last trip that I was on to film, we were on Black Bear Pass in Colorado, and there was a couple of guys that were a little too scared to drive their rig down a certain section of that trail and asked me to drive it down since I have experience. So I stopped filming. I jump in their rig. I drive it down to the switchback, and I hike back up to the rest of the rigs and start filming again. And I had to do that 3 times.
Was that for American Crawler?
No, it was for a different event. Johan Cardenas owns
Johan's,
Go Mammoth.
Yeah,
it was a Go Mammoth Overland Adventure.
Okay, sweet.
And by the 3rd time, I was just like, guys, I can't do this anymore. I'm sucking wind, and there is no oxygen up here.
Yeah, it's tough for even up there. Like up at that elevation for me, mainly being asthmatic for me and overweight. I mean, just getting out of the vehicle and walking over to 100 yards and back, I'm sitting going, but I'm a flatlander. I mean, I live at 1,500 elevation. You give me at 10,000 feet and I'm out. You give me 7,000 feet and I'm out.
Well, when we did the Onyx, the first year, Diesel was with us, and we were at about 10,000 feet, and he was like, "Oh my God, I'm feeling lightheaded." And I'm like, "Yeah, you probably haven't acclimated to this elevation yet." And at the time, I was living in Colorado, so I was acclimated to.
You were living at 7, so you're fine, or 555. Yeah, so it's better that way. But yeah, he's at 0.
But
maybe 100.
But that trip, when I was on Black Bear, I was already living in Tennessee. So I think my acclimation, I guess, I don't know how else you would say it, I was acclimated to Tennessee elevation because I was living here for so long already. So I didn't reacclimate myself when we got there. I was just like, I've been here before. I'll be fine. I don't need it. And boy, was I wrong. I was sucking on oxygen bottles. I had to take some liquid IVs. And
geez,
yeah, I was hurting bad. Yeah,
it's rough. When we did the elevator event experience last year in Colorado, Jose one day just blacked out, and he was just out. I mean, he was in the truck. He was vomiting, and he had elevation sickness. He was up and walking around trying to film, run around. He was trying to do too much, and it caught up to him and knocked him on his ass. He knocked him on his ass. He was in the truck, and I'm like, throw up out the window. Don't throw up in my fucking truck, motherfucker. Don't throw up in my truck. So we got him back to camp, and he got in his cot. It was probably 6 o'clock. He was done till the next morning. And the next morning it was still kind of laggy, and he pushed through it, but it was pretty bad. We weren't sure if we had to get him to a hospital or what. And we were getting cans of oxygen and everything we can imagine to get into him, fluids and Gatorades we had, Pedialytes.
Was he the only camera guy for that trip?
No, he was the only video guy on that trip.
Okay.
So we had his friend Josh offered go-kart, and then one of Josh's buddies were doing stills and running drone.
So as someone that does filming stuff with video, I've been in that situation before, and I am pretty sure, I'm almost 100% positive he felt more bad about not being able to film than he felt physically.
Oh yeah. The next day it was just like, and he was like trying to go. I'm like, dude, slow down. I'll drive you up here. I'll wait around the corner. I'll come back and get you when everyone passes. You don't need to be running up and down shit. I can back up the truck. It's easy.
Well, that's the mentality that we have, is that we feel that we need to hurry up and do stuff because
you want to get the shot. You want to make sure you're getting the shot, and that's what you're there for. You're there for the job, and yeah, 100%. He was feeling that. I know he was, and he was like, even after, he's like, "I'm so sorry, dude. I think I let you guys down." I go, "Dude, you're fine. Just keep going. We have more days. We'll pick it up. We'll pick it up. We got what we needed."
A lot of times, it's self-sacrifice for the shot. I mean, you've seen me before in the wedge in Moab, laying in the wedge while vehicles are driving over me, just so I can get that rolling shot of the undercarriage.
Yeah.
I put myself in situations where I knew it was dangerous, but I was like, this is going to be a good fucking shot.
Yeah. And that's what you're going to do. So it's all good, but yeah, you can just get there. We took the kid to NAU for the tour a couple weeks ago. NAU's at 7,100 feet elevation in Flagstaff, or 6,100 somewhere there. But it's high for a lowlander, and we're walking around campus, and I'm going, and then the presentation goes, yeah, everyone comes up here. The Olympic team trains up here. We have this training facility that's funded by all this money. All these teams go out there and practice on their facilities and use their facilities for training, because you can't get that good of training anywhere else except for elevation. And they put together a world-class facility up there for athletes to go. And there's swim teams that go up there, soccer teams, football teams, everything is up there to train in those facilities. And they made this that training facility is like, it has the ice baths, all the recovery stuff in there, and then outside it's perfect weather, so you don't need an indoor anything. You go run on the track, you go do what you want to do, you go play on the fields, and they have an indoor football field because it snows a lot up there. But yeah, it's just walking around trying to get my lunch in their giant cafeteria. Walking upstairs, I went, I'm gonna die getting lunch. What the fuck?
I need to put this Jello back.
Yeah.
So I
guess I don't know that.
I need to apologize to you about something.
What's that?
I haven't checked my Instagram in forever, and I saw you've been sending me messages.
That's just shit that I get forwarded from Tanner and Clanton and.
I don't use Instagram anymore. It turned into a variation of TikTok or YouTube or something like that.
Yeah,
it's no longer.
Well, hopefully, the new thing now is they're going back to photos.
Are
like,
they?
I think they're feeling that the TikTok era is fading now. So now they're weighing more on photos again.
So that
hopefully
that
we get away from the stupid videos. Yeah, get rid of these stupid and it's terrible. It's like you see a video and then the next one is just someone else doing the same video or the same skit. And like this is you wouldn't go to a comedy club and then a black comedian with a sketch and then a white comedian doing the same sketch and going, wait a minute, that's not any different. It's not any funny.
Unless it's Carlos Mencia.
It's not any less funny. Well, then that happens.
You've heard of that story, right? About Carlos Mencia.
Yeah, him stealing.
Everyone's.
Yeah, there's always this thing of stealing. I mean, there's always this. Whatever, I don't know. But yeah, so I mean, it doesn't change from one person saying it to the next.
Here's what I want.
Come up with something original.
If they go back to photo only, I would like them, and hope that they do this. I would like them to get rid of photo filters. It is fucking ridiculous that I'm okay. Look at, I understand, ladies, you have bad skin and you want to use these filters to hide your pock marks and your acne and all that. I get it, but let's be honest. When you have your boyfriend or your husband in these photos with you, they look, and
you see his ugly ass.
They look fucking ridiculous,
and he's all filtered too.
And he's all filtered too.
Wait a minute, I'm looking. Do I have a filter on?
All of a sudden, it looks like he's got mascara on. He's got compact and powder and all of his shit on his face, and it's fucking dumb. Be proud of who you are. You always these women are always proud or gloating how they're independent and they don't need anyone for this, and they're proud of who they are. But yet they put on fucking photo filters to hide their ugliness. Not saying that they're ugly, but the part that they think they're ugly about.
Yeah, like. Show your freckles. Come on.
Yeah, stop it.
Put a couple of wrinkles out there. See the wrinkles? The wrinkles are there. They exist. They're fine. Everything's fine.
And it also goes back to guys like us. We have gray. We have gray in our beards, right? So.
Oh wait. We gotta come back to that one.
Okay. What?
Because I'm throwing fucking Diesel under the bus. He just posted some pictures. He's got a black ass beard.
That's what I was going to talk about.
That's exactly what I was going to talk about. Fucking Diesel. Fuck you.
Fucking putting shoe wax.
Grecian.
She's putting
fucking Grecian. Quit Grecianing your shit.
It's like he's putting black shoe polish in his beard. I'm like, come on, man. You don't need to do that. Diesel. Everyone knows how old you are.
Yeah, you're old as fuck. Enjoy it.
Yeah, you got gray on here up on top, and then you got a big old jet black beard. It's like, come on, You're not fooling anyone, Diesel. Stop that shit. I love you, man, but fucking shit.
Sorry, D, but you had to get it.
He deserves it. If I knew he had time, I'd call him right now and bring him on just so we can clown him and talk shit and be like, you know what, Diesel. In fact, Diesel, if you're looking at this tomorrow, we want you to just clean shave. You could leave your top of your head and everything else. Just clean shave, mustache, beard, and everything, and start over, please. Please start over. You look fucking ridiculous. I love you, but you look fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Guys, other guys too. Other guys, all guys. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's like we've known you for 30 years, and all of a sudden you go to the eye doctor and you come home with blue contacts, and we know that you've had brown eyes for 30 fucking something years that I've known you. Stop it. You don't need to do that.
Yeah, enjoy it. We're at the store the other day, and some lady like stops me, and I thought she was gonna be like begging us, and she's like, I just want to let you know, and I don't want to be disrespectful, and Kim's with me, so I don't want to be disrespectful to you, but your husband's beard is gorgeous. Is he part black? And I missed the fucking opportunity to go for the waist down only, and I fucking missed it. The one time, and I forget to fucking do it.
Sometimes you have these punch bags in your head that you store in them, and they're so far back in your head you forget.
It's been there since I was 9. How did I miss the opportunity? The one opportunity I had, I missed it.
I remember a friend of mine. We were all just kind of around somewhere. I think it was actually one of the Onyx trips, and I think it was Diesel. To be honest with you, we're all just kind of that banter back and forth, and someone said something about Diesel having a Tic Tac sized dick, and he's like, "That's why your mom's breath smells so good."
Yeah, you stored those, and you know them, and they're there, and you got to let them go when they're presented. And I totally just let it go. Like, fuck.
But you wish you go back in time. And
yes. Like 30 minutes after we were like walking the car, I'm like shaking my head and like all pissed off. Kim's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, I can't believe I just missed that up there. She's like, "You're still on that? You're still on that?" Because I brought it up like 2 minutes after the lady walked in. I'm like, "Oh, I should have went with the fucking waist down." She's like, "What?" And I go, "I'm black for the waist down." She's like, "Oh, geez, you're fucking ridiculous." And I go, "Yes, I know." I go, "That's what it's there for."
Yeah, she doesn't understand.
And then like 30 minutes later, I was like driving. I was pissed off. She's like, "What's wrong with you?" And we go, she's like, "Really? There's still fucking the waist down." I go, "Yes." Fuck.
It's like that Seinfeld episode where George was had the same comeback, and he was like, "Oh, I should have said this," and he was on his way home. He's like, "Should have said this." So he goes back to work and he schedules a meeting just so he can roast the guy. So he starts to roast the guy, and the guy hit him back even harder with another line, and he was just like, "Ugh." So he thinks of another comeback, and turns out he's like, "Well, I had sex with your wife." And someone leans over to him and is like, "His wife is in a coma."
Donk. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the low light of my my weekend last weekend. But the highlight was, all right, here it comes.
Mm.
I was convinced to jump off of my high horse and jump up back on the bandwagon. So we watched baseball.
Oh.
And only because they swept the Dodgers did I actually watch again. Uh-huh. I'm like, all right, let's see what happens here. I'm like, they're not going through the Phillies. I started like looking at stats. I haven't watched it at all. I didn't know I had to go like look up who's on the team, who they played, like whatever, and all this stuff. And then we started watching it, and then we watched the whole series. We watched and it's so funny watching from the eyes now, because I don't really care win or lose. I have nothing invested. I'm just watching at this point. But game 7 or game 6, yeah, it was game 6. It started early. It was like 2:00. Mm-hmm. So I got an email that said, "Hey, the game started now." So I just put my other TV on in the office and started watching the game. And it was the pregame show. Dude, it was so much one-sided on how the D-backs are underqualified and out everything, and how Philly's just going to just walk through this game or whatever, and the D-backs won.
Well, it's because they were a playing team.
Yeah, well, because this is what happened with the 2001 team. When they won in 2001, there was not a bunch of guys there was no superstar on that team in 2001. Mm-hmm. It was a bunch of guys that had a shit ton of heart and a lot of nothing to lose. Some guys were at the end of their careers, and they just wanted to play baseball and kick ass, and they let it just go. And this team is right there, and I'm feeling this grit now watching this and going, "Oh, this is that 2001 grit. This shit's going to fucking go." And then it keeps going and going and going. I'm like, holy shit. These guys are doing it. These guys are going to do it. And then continue to watch, like, now my feed, I start watching baseball again, and now my feed is all these different groups that I'm not part of, or different pages I'm not part of, and one of them is like the Dodgers or whatever, and these fucking Dodger fans still fucking like, well, the wild card just sucks. It should just be the best of the best. I'm like, well, if you're the best of the
Then
best,
won.
You would have won, right? Well, there's too much time between. I'm like, you have practice, you have fake games, you have other stuff that keeps you conditioned for a week that you were off. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck the Doyers.
Yeah, and then all these other like Phillies, well, this and that. I'm like, dude, just fucking shut up. You got beat. Plain and simple, you fucking got beat.
Yeah. So you don't watch F1, I know that. But this past weekend it was championship.
Where was that? Where was that?
It was in.
Where's that race?
It was in Houston. It was the championship of the
Americas.
Americas.
Okay, it's in Houston. Okay.
It was very interesting what happened there. So there's a format that's called sprint, and it happens before the main race, before the Grand Prix. So the usual format is on Friday they will have 2 practice sessions, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. On Saturday they'll have a third practice session, and then in the afternoon or evening they'll have qualifying, and then Sunday will be the Grand Prix. That's traditionally how it goes. The sprint format is they will have one practice on Friday, and then they'll have what the qualifying for the Sunday race that same afternoon. Saturday will be what they call the shootout, or the sprint race. I'm fucking this up. The shootout is the qualifying for the sprint race, which happens the same day later on in the day.
Okay.
And then Sunday will be the main race, the Grand Prix. And this is what happened this past week. So they've already declared the champion, who was Max Verstappen. He's the phenomenal fucking driver. He's this is his 3rd championship in a row. Drives for Red Bull. During the shootout, he missed the top 3 grid spot. During qualifying for the main race, he was 6th. He was P6. The motherfucker still won the race. He's that good. The controversy behind the whole weekend was second place and 6th place were disqualified an hour after the race because their car failed inspection.
Don't they inspect before the race, or is it post-race inspection?
It's a post-race inspection. So there's a wooden plank. It's a safety feature that goes under the car because the gas tanks are under the car, and so this wooden plank is there so it doesn't create spark that would ignite the gas tank.
Okay.
The spec is it has to be 10 millimeters thick, give or take 0.02 millimeters for just normal wear from the the ground
scraping.
Right.
Yeah.
Theirs was out of compliance, so they automatically got disqualified. All of these fans of Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc are up in arms that everyone should be having their vehicles tested, and the top 4 placements were actually tested and they passed inspection. So this is, I think, the second or third time this has happened in the 30 years that they've had this rule. They also do other inspections on the vehicles to make sure that they're in compliance. Like they weigh the vehicle. They check the tires for wear. I think there's also a fuel check and something else. I can't remember exactly. The thing that sucks about it is after the first practice session during the sprint series, you're in what's called parc ferme. And that means basically you cannot touch anything on the car to enhance its drivability. So you can't, if it's too low, you can't raise it. If, one side of the wing needs a little bit more downforce, you can't fix that sort of thing. So I think that came into play a little bit, and it's just the way it goes. But I mean, this guy, Max Verstappen, is a fucking animal behind the wheel. He was dealing with brake issues the entire race and still pulled it out.
You don't need brakes in racing.
On this one, you do.
It's a fucking sissy pedal.
But yeah, it's I'm fully in on F1 racing. It's far superior than NASCAR.
Well, yeah, but go-kart racing is superior to NASCAR. NASCAR is just fucking boring. Let's just call it what it is. It's boring.
It is.
Like IndyCar, I'm in.
Yeah, absolutely.
NASCAR, I'm out.
Yep.
I mean, I'll watch it if it's on. I don't hate it, but I mean, if I compare, I watched IndyCar for years. It was just my favorite thing to watch, and if it's on, I'm gonna watch it. But I don't search for it. I don't know who's racing now or who's going for championships from the IndyCar now. But back in the day, the Ray Hall days and way back then was I watched all the time. But I don't know. I just gotta probably search it out. I said I should, but I don't really have. What is it on?
So sometimes it comes on NBC channels like Peacock. That app should have most of the races.
The Peacock app. Okay.
Yeah, but even the Porsche series, the GT series, those races are fantastic to watch too. Mm-hmm. And they're still better than NASCAR. They're a little slower, but fuck, they're not going in one goddamn circle.
It's not just a bunch of left turns. Yeah.
I don't know how anyone can just sit there for 2 hours like, oh yeah, here we go again. He's coming right back around. Oh, there he goes again. He's coming right back around. Oh, there he goes again. He's coming right back around. I mean, come on. And then as soon as NASCAR tries to put a little bit of a road race in it, it's a clusterfuck.
Yeah, they can't do that. Their cars aren't designed for that. So no, give me an open wheel car.
Yeah.
Or motorcycle. Just give me a motorcycle.
MotoGP is fun to watch.
MotoGP is fun to watch. I'm a Supercross guy.
That's fun too.
We'll probably get into it more as the new season comes up. There's going to be some weird stuff happening, and we'll see. I think Eli said he's coming back, so we'll see if he's ready. See what he does. He's an older guy now at 30 something. He's an older guy on a bike and was winning a championship and was poised to take it all and broke his Achilles. So we'll see how that heals and if he can come back and be competitive like he was before. But it'd be fun to see the changes. The Aussie kids both come up from 250 to 450 next year, or this year. They're coming up next year, so should be fun to watch.
Yeah, from what I hear, the Achilles is one of the toughest injuries to overcome. But Aaron Rodgers had his torn in preseason football, and he's already walking without a walking boot. He's doing all these things. There's a new procedure that I guess was done on him. I think he was the second professional athlete to have this procedure done, and it speeds up the healing time dramatically.
Is he taking ivermectin?
He would if
Trump told him to.
Yeah, well, I think he would just for the simple fact that it works. But yeah, man. One thing I wanted to bring up too. I've been getting a lot of friends lately that have been getting into RC cars. And every time someone gets a new RC car, they're like, "Hey man, are you into RC cars?" I'm like, "No, it's not really my thing." Oh, really?
The new CrossFit?
No, I don't know why. It's just I think there is some enjoyment in it. I can see that there can be some enjoyment, but I don't see it as, "Hey, come on, let's go to this park and play with our cars and make them go up this rock that." And they put all this money into these things.
For me, it's 5 minutes. Okay, that was fun. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, again, some people don't get other things that I do, but it's just I get it.
I mean, go have your fun. I'm not saying don't.
I like my toys. I like my toys. Just not that doesn't I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't do it. If it brings you pleasure, by all means,
go do it. Go freaking do it. And it keeps you freaking doing drugs. Go do it.
Well, here's the fun part about it that I can see. Some of these guys have kids, and their kids are finding enjoyment with it too, and it's a bonding time. So
then that
100% in that way, 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Go for it. Have fun.
Yeah.
But don't start fucking asking me to go with you. I'm not spending thousands of dollars. I already have enough expensive hobbies.
Yeah. So,
God love them.
Oh yeah.
I got a friend request from someone the other day, and it's becoming a trend. When I scan their profile, it'll say that they're a digital creator.
Yes.
Have you noticed this?
Yes. Big time on LinkedIn. It's been a lot of marketing and creators and stuff like that, trying to become associates on LinkedIn.
So I look into these guys and see, okay, what are you creating? And it looks like it's mostly just TikTok and Instagram videos.
Yeah.
And it's just it's very monotoned and very mono topic. Them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's not being a digital creator. That's being
there's no creativity there. It's just you're creating content. There's nothing creative about it. It's content.
You're videotaping
content creator.
You're videotaping yourself doing a little fucking dance. You're videotaping yourself pointing out a wheel. And why does everyone's thumbnail always like with their mouth open? I mean, come on, pointing at something with your mouth open. You look like a goddamn fool waiting for a fly to come into your mouth.
Or a dick.
Or a dick, yeah. In most cases, it probably is a dick. Everyone's following the same template. No one has originality.
It's the same joke. It's the same joke. Like, okay, well, this joke is good. Let's say the same joke. Do the same skit. Do the same whatever. I'm like, dude, just do something original.
Yeah, I don't understand this copycat era. It's just
it's like someone got one of those. Do you remember when you were younger? You had those books that you'd find maybe at Spencer's, 100 dirty jokes.
Yes.
100 dirtiest jokes.
I had a few.
Yeah, I had a stack of them. Like, it's someone like got one of those from the 80s, and it was like they're like, oh, look at this joke. This joke's funny, and there's like this becomes a TikTok, or it becomes a reel or a story, whatever the hell is. I don't watch TikTok, so I don't really know. I get sent some funny things, and I pass them along to the friends, but I don't watch reels or anything. I can get something passed to me, and I pass it along to my friends, and I think it makes sense to friends.
Mm-hmm.
There are people like I have a few people that just like, I don't really know who they are. I know of them. I know who they are, but I don't really like. It's not like I'm like you. Like, I've known you for years, and we've hung out and we've done stuff and had adventures together.
Yeah.
It's like someone that I've met here coincidentally, or have known me from what I've done, and then they send me stuff. I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't. But some of them are funny, and I pass it along. I'm like, oh, this is a fucking Gabe. This goes to Gabe.
I'm just tired of the whole, everyone trying to be the same thing this other guy was, and is trying to be the same thing that his neighbor is, and every chick is out there with her tits popping out, and hey, I'm looking for a sponsor. I need a sponsor for I need this part. I'm pretty much begging for shit. And it goes back to what, I don't know if you remember this or not, but back in the day, there used to be a lot of 4x4 groupies. I don't know if you ever experienced it or not, but I had a few try to, reel me in, and I was just not having it. I could see it right through them. I knew what they were about. I knew what they wanted. I wanted no part of that shit. But some of our friends that will remain nameless know what I'm talking about. They know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
it's funny is that they're out there and they're like, for what I did, I was like, no, because they knew that I didn't do anything. I'm like, unless you're somebody, get the fuck out of here. Just ignore. Sorry, not interested. Sorry, not interested. And I don't know if that just became the norm through whatever. They'll just like, I don't know if they all talk to each other. I don't really know, but it started like this ramp up. Like, hey, can you help me out with this? I'm like, sorry, that's not something that we're really getting into. And it was also probably the image that was I had to uphold.
Mm-hmm.
I had to answer to a higher level.
I think a lot of these
when I was at Artec, and it was like, okay, you can't have that because you're want to go tits half out, ass out, whatever. Well, you'd never get promoted on anything with what I was doing. Mm-hmm. Just wasn't allowed. I think there was a time we had one of the racers sent me remember the quirk crates?
Yeah.
Well, we had one the double crate. It was called I think we called it the G or something like that. Well, he sent me a picture, or he emailed Artec at the sales email, a picture of giant freaking boobs in the freaking quirk crate. He said, "Hey, put this on your Facebook." I'm like, this is going in the trash can, and I can't show it to anybody.
Mormon
and it's just company. Done. Yeah, I'm like, fucking really, dude. And it was like, nope, delete, block. Sorry, we can't do that anymore. I'm like, Jesus Christ. But it was that squeaky clean image that was there, and I think that was one of the reasons I was never hounded like that. Mm. And I hear people like, oh yeah, I'm like, nah, I just go away.
I think a lot of these females' egos are inflated because they, even if they're just decent looking, like, they're like a 5 butt.
Oh, come on, say it.
Well, I'm just saying,
throw some names.
Like they might be a 5 butt because they show pictures of themselves in very tight things, and doesn't then they look like they might be a 7. And then all of a sudden there's a guy that's, he doesn't get any from his wife, and all he does is look at Facebook all day, and he responds with, "Oh, you're so beautiful." Boom. There goes their ego.
Oh, yeah.
And next thing you know, there's another guy that's down the street from that guy that also doesn't get any, and he's just jacking off the fucking nudie magazines and Pornhub. Looks at the same pictures like, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful." And I feel bad for these men's wives. I mean, obviously they don't respect their wives.
Well, even the men that aren't married, like,
that's even worse. They seem more aggressive. I mean, I feel bad for some of these girls that aren't trying to put themselves out like that are just posting regular photos
and getting no action for just being. So I think Kate Atkinson is pure content, technical minded. I mean, she's an engineer. She's very technical in what she does. She's built a number of vehicles, and badass vehicles. She goes out and she does good images, but some of it just gets lost because she's not showing ass. Yeah. And she's like, I don't need to show ass. I do way more than any of these other hoes do, and I don't show ass. So,
and she wheels. She doesn't just stay in the parking lot.
And she wheels. Pictures. Yeah, right. Yeah. And she builds badass freaking Jeeps. She kicks ass, and she still hasn't made me a fucking sandwich. Damn it, Kate! I needed my fucking sandwich.
No, that's a great example of.
But that's it though. Yeah. Like, you have someone showing her ass, like, oh, I got these new headlights from whatever, or what's the killer is Skull Crushers. Skull Crushers loves to show TNA.
Oh yeah.
And I'll send you my shitty ass parts for little TNA pictures, and I'll post them all up on my freaking site and try to grow my business.
Speaking of, did he ever raffle that Jeep off finally, that JK? I don't think he ever raffled that fucking thing off. He was collecting all kinds of raffle tickets and money for this JK, and it's still sitting in his fucking garage or driveway. Wasn't he the same guy that was driving down the freeway all coked out? with the gun in his center console in plain view? I'm pretty sure it was him.
I don't know the guy.
I don't know him either. I actually blocked him because he was so fucking annoying.
Oh no, I didn't. I don't really know him. I know the stories of it, and I actually had to block the page because they were tagging my stuff with their stuff. I'm like, dude, I have no association with this company. Blocked. You're out. But yeah, but everything that he was doing, like it's always like you see like the Jeep thing with girl with a bikini, girl with half naked, whatever. Hashtag Skull Crushers. I'm like, fucking really? Get all of them.
I mean, some people want to market that because their product is inferior, and they think that that's going to sell it, and it might. But I mean, how respected are you?
Well, you're living for the moment. You're gonna be around until that model goes away.
Yeah,
and it feels like that model is fading, and it's just time for it to go away.
Yeah, I would love to see some normality come back to the off-road scene. I would like to see the ducks go away. I would like to see people stop saying, "Oh, that's a nice looking Jeep," instead of saying, "How capable is that Jeep?"
Or what the fuck were you thinking?
There are some hideous builds out there that people are just like, "Oh my god, it's such a nice build." I'm like, no, it's not. I bet you that thing can't fucking wheel 10 minutes in a trail without braking. Like I saw someone putting on metal cloak suspension, and it was all bolt-on, and it looked like the lower control arm brackets were bolt-on. And I was like, wait a minute, that just doesn't seem right. Why would you bolt on lower control arm brackets?
Yeah, I don't think they do that.
It looked like it. Like I said, it looked like it. I don't know for a fact, but it had that appearance.
So hold on. I need to give props to my boy.
Let's do it.
William Avendano out in Miami has a video going around lately.
I know which one you're talking about.
And it keeps popping up.
Carnage Motorsports.
So Carnage Motorsports out in Miami area. I think they're Doral. They might be Doral, Florida, just outside of Miami.
Is that Duval? No, that's North Florida.
No, Doral. It is Doral. It's out there in the suburbs of Miami, and he does some incredible builds. He's on that same thing. Fuck your duck. And then he's got the thing where what do you do with an angry grill? And he pulls it up, takes it off of a Jeep, and just smashes it up against the freaking side of the lift. Like, yeah, dude, that's what we need to get back to. This back to the Pirate
4x4 days.
That's a shitty mod you put on your Jeep. We're gonna do the right thing with it. We're gonna throw it away.
I think we need to go back to the Pirate 4x4 day attitude. And just embarrass these motherfuckers out of the fucking Jeep world. They don't belong. They might think they do, but how do you belong in this Jeep world if all you do is go to a parking lot with a bunch of your goofy friends and trade ducks?
Get a Civic.
Get a Civic for that shit.
Yeah. Civic people love you.
Yeah.
Get an Altima.
At the fucking very least, get a Range Rover.
Get an Xterra. Hey, let's not talk about the Range Rover, guys.
Well, the old ones are very fucking sick. The new ones are not very capable, but
they do pretty well.
I mean, it depends on the terrain. They're not rock crawlers.
I'm thinking about no, they're definitely not rock crawlers, but they're overlanders. And you know what? Lately, the Overlander isn't that bad.
I saw the other day, last week, 2 weeks ago maybe, one of the OG Nissan Pathfinders that had the solid front axle, and it was clean. I was like, oh my god, if I had the money, I would just offer this guy a couple grand right now for it. He probably has no idea how much it's worth.
with a Forerunner.
No, the Nissan Pathfinder.
Pathfinder
Yeah.
had a solid axle front?
They used to have a solid
I thought they
axle
always
front.
had an IFS.
No.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay. I thought they were always the IFS.
One of the first generation, I believe, had solid front axle.
Okay. I don't think I know enough about a Nissan.
They did switch to
IFS.
But
yeah, just like the Forerunner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got gay.
I would love a Forerunner, but I would never take it off road. It's just they're so comfortable. They look nice, but they're too goddamn expensive to do any other mods to, because you spent all your money on your goddamn Forerunner payment.
Yeah, well, there's that.
But shout out to the guys that are fixing up their Rams, making them overland rigs. I would have never thought of that rig to be an overland rig, and they look fucking sick.
It's great.
They look sick.
It's great,
especially with the good suspension.
Yeah, it for it to do, mine's getting there, but for what I did the first two Elevate experiences with the Ram, it's great, and I will, and Chambliss and Jose and Tanner, fuck you guys. I'm not building an overland. I'm building an underland rig, and I'm not putting a freaking rooftop tent on that shit. I'm not doing any of that shit. I'll sleep in the back seat like I have, and I'll wheel it and I'll drive it every day like normal. I'm not driving to freaking into the Walmart with a rooftop tent on the side of my truck. Fuck that.
I think if I ever did a rooftop tent, I would make it so that it can come off very easily, because I don't want to be driving around with one.
Exactly.
I mean, it's you're gonna go overlanding 3-4 times a year at the max, and the rest of the.
Dude, I don't even take my travel trailer out 4 times a year.
Yeah, so.
And why am I gonna go sleep in a tent?
Having it on your rig 365 days a year for, maybe 12 days that you're gonna use it. It's just, I don't want to say it's silly, but it's silly.
It's. Yeah, I can't do it. I mean, if I did it more often, maybe. If I went everywhere. So my brother just bought a Wrangler, and he has a Nobu trailer that's been in and out of the shop for the year that he's had it, and he's just frustrated. He's like, "Screw it, we're just going to take the rooftop tent. We're just going to go in the Jeep." So he came out to Off-Road Expo Pomona a couple weeks ago, and I took him around and showed him some of the cool guy stuff. Introduced him to some of the industry people, and kind of saw some things. So I think his eyes are open up on what's out there for him to go to. So he just has a rooftop tent on it, and he's like, "We're just going to take this. We're going to put springs on it that support this and do this, and forget about the trailer." But I know they'll use it twice a month, and that makes sense. I know for me, there's no way that I'm going to go sleep in a rooftop tent twice a month.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen, especially a $17,000 tent and I'm seeing these camper shells that, like, it's a camper shell, but it lifts up and has storage and whatever. $17,000. I'm like,
that's crazy.
$17,000 for a freaking camper shell. Fuck that.
No, not doing that.
No, there's no way.
So, on Tuesday, our community, my subdivision, on their Facebook page, it's been up for a while, but they've had on their banner like a Happy Halloween thing going on. And one of the neighbors in our community made a post and said, I don't appreciate this. This is offensive. I don't want to see this. You should take this down right now. But
offensive for what reason?
He gave no reason. He just thought it was offensive to him, and he did,
because he's a grumpy old fuck.
Yeah, he didn't want to see it. So people start replying to him, "Hey, it's just Halloween, man. Like, calm the fuck down." We've got probably 4 or 5 dozen houses decorated with Halloween shit, including mine. We have Halloween decorations out front, lights and all that shit. So, me being me, I replied to the motherfucker. And I used the quote from Candace, and I said, "Life is hard. Wear a helmet." And then I told him, "You're not as important as you think you are. Get over yourself." This motherfucker.
And then you get flamed for that, for the community, or
no, everyone was giving him shit. So he must have took special offense to what I told him, because he sends me an unsolicited DM, and all it says is "fuck you." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I replied, "Nah, fuck you," with a happy face. And he starts going on and on about he's Christian and he doesn't appreciate Halloween stuff. I'm like, hold on a second. You're Christian, but you just sent me a message to go fuck off?
It was fuck you, yeah.
So I said, that's not very Christian-like. He's like, who are you to judge me? I'm like, hey, I'm not judging. I'm just making an observation here.
Yeah, you're the one that has a problem with shit.
So he goes on and on. And I'm working, by the way. At this time, I'm working, so I'm not paying attention to my DMs. But the thing's going crazy. Bing, 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 bing. Sends me like all these messages, and he's getting pissed off because I'm not replying to him. And most of them are just like, "You have no idea. You don't know me. I served in the military. I should have every right to this opinion." Blah 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 blah. So I was like, "Dude, you need therapy. You're unhinged." And that set him off. He said, "Don't let me catch you in the neighborhood. It's gonna be bad news." So I replied, "Oh, okay. You know what? Fuck around and find out." And that set him the fuck off.
It got worse from there,
It got worse. He starts talking about he used to be spec ops, and then he takes a look at my profile page, obviously, so he can see what ammunition that he has. And of course, I have a picture of Bernie sitting in that chair, like at the inauguration, but I imposed it with that he's sitting on a stoop with the guys from the movie Boys in the Hood. So he automatically assumed that I was a Bernie Sanders supporter. So he's like, "I'm Republican. You're just here because blah 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 and this and this and that. You're not even you're a what do you call me, a heathen." I was just like, "Dude, fucking chill out. I'm Republican too. You know, I vote Republican too." And he's like, "No, you don't. I do." I'm like, "No, you're a snowflake. You're a rhino. If you're claiming that you fought for this country for rights, you probably just fought for this country for your rights, not everyone else's rights." That set him off even more.
Jesus.
So he finally finished by saying something like, "Oh, I think I still have it. I blocked him because it was getting ridiculous." He actually made threats. Here it says, "Your words have consequences. This is not a threat. This is a promise." And I was like, "Well, you can huff and puff all you want, but you still won't blow my house down." So he actually also made a threat within the group page and said something very similar in the group page. So people.
So it's not a community run page. It's just like a for the people. Someone started it.
Yeah.
For the residents.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have one similar here, and it has no affiliation with the HOA or whatever. Right. It's just someone started it, and then we can talk shit about shit in the neighborhood. Right.
So he made the threatening type post public to everyone, and that's when people started making police reports. So
do we know where this guy lives? Oh shit! So we know who he is.
So here's the funny thing, right? In some of his message to me, he's telling me that at least I was born here, assuming that because I'm brown skinned that I wasn't born here. And come to find out that he's also just renting this house here. He's not an owner. So one of my neighbors sends me a message like, "Hey, what the fuck is this guy's problem?" I'm like, "I don't know." And he's like, "So I'm getting messages from my other neighbors saying that he's sending them direct messages also with actual threats." There's a lesbian couple, and I guess he sent them a message about them being ungodly and God's going to strike them down because they're lesbian and this and that. I'm thinking to myself, this guy is seriously unhinged. Like he seriously needs help.
Yeah. He needs some help. If he's there, then he needs some help.
Yeah. So wife catches wind of what's going on. I tell her, yeah, he's threatening me too. And she's like, you need to make a police report. I'm like, fuck, I really don't want to, but she probably won't let this down until I do it. So I was like, fine. At the very least, if he does come look for me, I have this police report to say, yeah, I shot him because he was already making threats.
Yeah.
So make the police report. And as the police are here, I guess one of my neighbors saw the patrol car in front of my house, and I get a message from them saying, hey, can you ask that cop to come to my house too? Because I would also like to make a police report.
y'all, he said, come on here. Just the whole freaking neighborhood. Come on over.
So it turns out there was a good 7 or 8 other residents in the neighborhood that filed police report against this guy. It's likely that he's going to be evicted.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a renter, so he doesn't have to stay here.
Yeah. No, I think there should be bylaws about renters. You should look at it. So if you have renters, they have to follow code of conduct and not be disruptive to neighbors and look in your bylaws.
I will.
I scour those bylaws constantly because being in an HOA, and I know how to walk that line. I've been in an HOA for a lot of years now, 20 years now, 15, 18 years now. We've been in an HOA at some point or another. Mm-hmm. And the newest HOA is the best because the president of the HOA is just a fucking dickhead. And he will just spout stupid shit like in our community Facebook page. Mm-hmm. And he said something about I live on an acre and I leave my trailer parked on a driveway, which we had purposely built to park trailers and whatever on. And well, you can't park there because HOA rules say this. I'm like, no, the HOA rules don't say anything about, they never did. We moved in and then he's like, well, there's this and this. I go, well, that doesn't say anything specific to this. He's like, well, that's the rule. It's just it's an unwritten rule. I said, there's no unwritten rules. It's a written rule or it's fucking kiss my ass. Yeah. There's two rules, written rule or kiss my ass. And he is notorious. He's the president of the HOA. He's notorious for just spouting his mouth off for whatever he fucking wants to say. And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're not doing yourself any good here. You're supposed to be an HOA president. You're supposed to know the very basics of how association should run. He tells me that, well, you have to get a 100% of the community vote to do that. I'm like, no, that's not at all what the bylaws say. Well, no, that's what I'm doing. And I go, you don't have the fucking authority to do this. There's rules there. You haven't done anything to change that, so you can't change that without a vote of a quorum of 120 houses. So you have 120 votes. You have to have 66%, and of that, you have to have 30% of those. I go, do you even know that this all is part of what has to happen? Well, I'm like, dude, just fucking shut up. Quit fucking talking to me and trying to spout off about rules to me when you don't even understand what the rules are. Fuck you.
Fucking HOA Karens.
He is like, well, I ran an HOA in California. I'm like, I don't give a shit where the fuck you ran an HOA. You ran it like shit apparently there too. Just because you did a bad job at McDonald's doesn't mean you're going to do a good job at fucking Jack in the Box. So fuck you.
So it's funny.
I told you I was in a mood today. I told you the mood. I use the F word more today.
This is great.
I've used the F word more today than I think I ran in a single day. I'm like,
you need to get more allergy shots.
Well, it's a combination of a lot of things, but the allergy shots weren't it. But
so the same neighbor. This was months ago. So our subdivision is surrounded by farmland, and those farmers are more than welcome to shoot guns on their property wherever they want, within reason, obviously, and with privacy or with safety in mind.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
there's this one farmer, and I heard the shot. There was gunshots, and I was like, good for that guy, out there practicing. I come inside, and a few minutes later, there was someone posting, does anyone else hear these gunshots? And the same motherfucker, the same one that was threatening me, says, yeah, I heard them. It sounded like automatic fire. And I was like, okay, first of all, it was just rapid fire. And he was saying in the same post, I know what I'm talking about because I was in the military. And I was like,
the expert. Yeah. The expert.
And I was like, okay, second of all, if you're in the military, then you would know the difference between rapid fire and automatic fire.
Yeah.
I've shot automatic fire before. I know there was a very distinct sound in the repetitiveness. Very distinct.
Yes.
So I replied to it and said, stop it. You're gaslighting. That was not automatic rifle fire. That was rapid semi-automatic fire.
Oh, you used the gaslighting term again? Didn't you get in trouble for this shit?
Oh, fuck him.
You get in trouble for working at work for gaslighting.
So my neighbor, he actually shot. He was a gunner in the Navy. I forget the caliber of gun that he shot, but obviously it's an automatic type of weapon, as a gunner. So he replies and said, hey, if you claim you were in the military, you would know what automatic gunfire sounds like. That's not automatic fire. And the guy finally replied, yeah, you're right. I don't know why I said that. That was not automatic gunfire. It's like, you stupid motherfucker. He's either truly gaslighting, he's claiming to be Republican, which he doesn't sound like he is if he's complaining about gunfire.
Yeah,
I don't know what this fucking guy's problem is, but I really hope he gets kicked out of that house, because the funny thing is, I also found out the owner of that house that he's renting is part of that community page on Facebook. So he saw all of his posts.
Yeah. Well, that's where you dig into the CCNRs and you figure out what the renter code of conduct is, and if that exceeds what he's done with the 767 police reports, and if that goes against that, that would be easy, especially if you know who the owner is.
Yeah. So
we had a guy complaining, not even about the freaking HOA. I'm like, it's just like someone complaining. I'm like, dude, this is not your freaking, like, I don't know. I guess Facebook groups has changed how people actually talk to people and vent. I'm like, dude, go vent to your fucking wife. Go vent to the freaking friends. Go vent somewhere else. But the guy's like, some just passed me on Gary Road. I was doing 5 over and they honked and they passed me going 20 over. How rude and blah blah. I'm like, dude, this is what you're posting on our community page. You weren't even in the community. It wasn't like, oh yeah, someone was speeding in the neighborhood, which we have a problem with. Okay, we get that. And some of that is even kind of a come on. Or hey, you didn't travel through the traffic circle properly. Okay, fucking really? That traffic circle is a clusterfuck because there's an entrance, there's sideways, and the people with the entrance should have the right of way because the gate's going to close on your car. So you should have no yield at all. You should be just go, and everyone else should have to wait from there. But that's not the way it works. But whatever. So it's like, whatever. And my response is, I usually don't honk.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
There you go.
Fucking people.
All right, I got one more topic to bring up, and I don't know if we should start this snowball now or wait for the next episode. But Hypebrite announced that they developed an off-road wheel, and it's somehow revolutionary. And until people started replying, I don't see the difference between your wheel and the KMC wheels. Did you see this?
Nope.
So it looks like a KMC the grenade. Only difference is it's forged, which is fine. I mean, that's great. Now, let me say this. I don't want to sound like I'm bagging on them. I don't want to sound like I'm hating, because hey, great, opportunistic people. They're making some money. They're they're actually wheelers. They're crushing it. Let's be honest. But false claims of shit like that just bug me. Saying that they designed this wheel, but it looks exactly like a fucking KMC grenade, with the only difference being that it's forged. They have the same.
I haven't seen it.
They have the same drain holes as the KMC on their wheel. They're claiming that the bolts for the rings are recessed. Well, most of them are recessed in the industry. I don't know any of them that's protrude from the ring.
They protrude, yeah.
So what exactly is going on here that is so new that on your design? I just don't get it. And
what's this wheel called?
Oh God, I have no idea. I didn't care enough to pay attention that closely. But
is it called the Lite-Brite wheel?
Maybe. They did. I think that might be it. I have a feeling they licensed their name to this wheel manufacturer.
Yeah, that's all anyone really does.
Because let's face facts, they don't have the means to manufacture their own fucking.
There's not very many wheels that are manufactured in the U.S. anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They all come by a boat, and there's a designer that goes in and creates a design, and then it gets cast or whatever, and then if you're forged, and you're getting a blank, and then you're just machining it. So there's not a wheel that is forged to shape. I don't believe. It's a blank forging that gets machined, which isn't super strong. If you're forging and you're pushing out, then you actually have grain structure that flows to design. So you'd actually have to forge into shape, and then maybe you cut out recesses where it's thin, but you'd actually get the grain structure to work through the wheel and make it strong. So I don't know enough about forged wheels to know who's actually doing that or not, but I don't believe there's any even the forged wheels. I just saw some video sent to me of a forged wheel, but it's a forged blank, and then it goes to machining. Mm-hmm. I'm like, well, you kind of lose a lot of the point of a forging. I know. So forging, you have the contours, and you have tight grain patterns as it turns and as it does certain things, and you're building strength through the forging. It's not just the fact that it's a forged blank that gets machined out. You lose everything. You're disrupting the grain structure and the grain flow, which gives it the strength when you're machining it back out. So I don't know.
Yeah, I know KMC has had a few that were forged, that were beadlocks. So
yeah, but they're machine post forging,
right. Which this one is probably also, because I mean,
yeah, it's a forged blank.
To make it economical, it would have to go that route.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna have to figure this out. So
I think the company.
I will have research.
Hold on a second, okay? Because now, I don't know. I don't think it was called the Lite-Brite wheel, but and I don't remember who was the manufacturer, but we'll find out right now. Baja built. It's called. Baja. Oh, okay. Now it's getting deeper. The all-new Outlaw forged beadlock wheel by Lite-Brite from Baja built.
Who the fuck is Baja built?
That's a great goddamn question. It says real drain holes with proper channeling. What are fake drain holes?
Well, I know no drain holes.
Yeah. Inset bolt heads. Okay, we've already covered that. We've never seen any that aren't recessed or inset. Dual 180 offset valve stems. Okay, we've seen that before. That's not revolutionary. It says and more. What's the more? That's not a really. I mean, you're the marketing guy. You tell me, is that great marketing?
No.
Super strong forged construction and killer styling. The killer styling looks like a goddamn KMC. I'm sorry, but it does.
Yeah.
I don't really see anything else about it that this makes it. And of course, people are posting, "Oh my god, this is the most beautiful wheel." Really? Is it? Is it just because they have their name on it, or is it really?
Of course, because blindly people just follow. What is it called?
Outlaw Forged Beadlock Wheel by Lightbright from Baja Build. So the wheel that I'm talking about that's forged from KMC is the Mesa. The
KMC has a Mesa, or is it Dirty Life has a Mesa?
KMC.
They both have a Mesa wheel.
Do they really? I didn't know Dirty Life had one.
Fucking kidding me? Dirty Life has a Mesa wheel. I love the Dirty Life Mesa wheel, but they don't make it in a 20. That's what I was hoping to get when my kid was working for TWG. I was like, all right, figure out if they're making a freaking 20-inch wheel. I need a 20-inch wheel. Call the boss. Nope.
If I'm not mistaken, it was KMC that kind of brought that channeled drain drain hole from the beadlock ring, right? I don't remember any other wheel manufacturer having those drain holes. Spiderlock never had them. They were one of the first beadlock manufacturers, from what I remember. I think they had an option to do a design, and then there was the DIY beadlocks.
There's always a DIY beadlock. Spiderlock never had a weep hole, but they covered it up so you couldn't see anything with that big old star in the front.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, to me, it looks just like a KMC grenade. I'm sorry. They can say all they want about how it's different, but until you show me a different picture of this wheel next to the side by side of a grenade, it's the same goddamn wheel. No, let me rephrase that. It looks like the same goddamn wheel. Not saying that it is the same goddamn wheel. I just I know people do this for money, and that's fine. Make your money. But like the saying goes, don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining.
It's raining?
We need rain over here, so maybe we should start pissing down people's backs. And I'm sure I'm probably gonna get hate for this. And I don't give a fuck. Ask me if I give a fuck. No, I don't give a fuck.
No.
Again, it's.
I can't even find this company, Baja Built. Who are they?
Really? Oh my god! Now I need to search for them. I've never heard of them either until this came up.
Here they go.
Baja Built race wheels. Innovation rooted in rally racing, stretching back to 1995, with over 15 major rally wins.
They have Subaru on their front page.
Yeah, so they're not. I mean, that's off road if it's rally, but it's not rock crawling.
There's no products on their page. It's just like a
contact us. That's it.
Contact us, and that's it. Part of Extreme 4x4 group. What the fuck is the Extreme 4x4 group? I'm going to this fucking rabbit hole.
Oh my god. Here we go. They claim to have 14,000 happy clients, and they can speak 50 languages on their website.
All right, so
this is not
Extreme
this is
4x4 Group. Wait, Extreme 4x4 Group has a trophy truck. Hoonigan labeled trophy truck. Who's number one?
This is not even an American manufacturer or American company.
No. Their partners are America's Most Wanted, Northridge 4x4, King Off-Road, Dynatrack, Our Brands, Baja Built Racewell. So there's not even anything there. Oh, man, I'm going down a fucking rabbit hole now.
Oh, my God. I told you this was going to snowball.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all right. We have part 2 next time. Let's go. All right, hold on. It's going to be a long fucking episode, people. Just sit back and shut up.
I mean, on their media page, they have what look like to be SEMA builds with Abu Dhabi sheiks. So maybe they're backed by Saudi Arabia.
No, their domain's registered to GoDaddy and it's private.
Yeah, their
registration. Their Whois is private.
Their country code is 971.
971.
Yeah.
Is that?
That's United Arab Emirates.
UAE.
Yep.
Yeah, that's UAE.
So I guess they're backed by oil money, is my guess. Because what other fucking companies out there are backing other companies?
Rich sheiks.
Yep.
Only people making money right now. Freaking gas people.
Oh man, we're exposing
people that have gas.
We're exposing it.
All right. Maybe this is a rabbit hole I don't want to go down. All right. I'm out of beer now.
Oh fuck.
We got to decide to go more.
Well, I think there's more questions than we have already provided answers, to be honest with you. And I don't believe we're going to find those answers just looking at a website of theirs.
Well, a website has nothing.
It literally has nothing.
It's a negative website. Like,
oh, their shipping policy. No refunds.
That sounds legit. Where do I sign up?
Shipping charges and all returns must be prepaid and insured by you. Yeah.
Back to freaking UAE?
Yeah.
Fucking have fun with that one.
Light Bright.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're getting yourself into, but you should have probably checked out this company. I don't know. Maybe Britt showed her tits or gave a free pass to her OnlyFans page, and they were like, "Oh my god, look at those! Look at that little blonde. She's got fake boobs. I like those fake boobs. I like Kevin's boobs too.
His are bigger."
Okay, now we're talking shit.
Is it shit if it's true?
No, I guess it's not. I mean,
no,
it is true. I mean,
mine are bigger.
They have a OnlyFans page, and she does have fake tits. And yeah, I mean, he's got tits too, and I've got tits. They're going away because I'm on a diet, so you can't really look at mine like as bad
or as good.
It's good. Look at episode 1 of this podcast, and you'll see my tits. That was before I started my diet. We're gonna lose fans from this episode.
No, we're not. 100% no, we're not. I guarantee you.
Let's go back to some of the.
This is going to be the viral freaking episode.
Let's go back to some of these claims that they're making here.
I got to go grab a beer. Hold on.
Well, Armando grabs a beer. I'm going to look a little bit deeper and see why these are so different. And again, I don't see any great difference.
And I'm back.
Man, that beer bitch was right there, wasn't she?
The stupid dog doesn't know how to retrieve beers yet. Figured she'd be good for something sooner or later, but not beer.
Okay, here's an admission. Someone says it's in the details. It's always in the details. The split spoke design has been around a while, though. Grenade was definitely not the first at the table. Well, no. BBS was, I believe. I think BBS had that split spoke design a long time ago.
The 3-piece wheel. Yeah, you had. I mean, way back you've had 3-piece wheels. This
OZ
3-piece wheels are not. There's nothing new.
OZ Racing had the same design also.
It was all part of that JDM. Probably early mid 80s. Where the JDM cars were starting to become more popular. I'm sure it didn't come from the JDM. I'm sure it came from some sort of IndyCar built wheel that they did a Ford Center and designed a wheel around it one off for an IndyCar or maybe even an F1 car. So let's go down that one.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that is just blindingly different about this wheel. I mean, it's basically a forged grenade. That's what it is. If we're gonna be frank, it's a forged grenade. But again, them saying that there's differences, I don't know. And everyone's sucking their tits on this post that, oh my God, it's so beautiful. I need that wheel.
Yeah.
All right, I got to stop looking at this because, again, more questions than there's going to be answers.
Okay.
What do you see?
Well, this is magnesium. The world of racing wheels was revolutionized in the 90s. However, when Italian-based OZ Group, founded in 1971 to produce car motorcycle wheels, proposed the use of forged magnesium alloy wheels to the Jordan Formula One team. So here we go. The leading forged wheel manufacturers are SMW Engineering, Russia, Washa Beam, and TWS Japan. All the most renowned manufacturers, including BBS and OZ, purchase blanks or finish wheels from these manufacturers. So,
just like I said,
essentially, just it's OZ and BBS that way back. Like I said, growing up in the JDM era in the 80s, all my Asian friends that made me want to have a Celica when I was a lowered Celica when I was a senior in high school. That was like my dream car.
The poor man's Supra.
Well, there wasn't really a Supra
yet. Then yeah, that's right.
You didn't. Well, there was a Supra, but you weren't buying a Supra. Actually, I think by the time I graduated, the Supras were like becoming more refined.
Actually, it was the poor man's 240SX rotary.
What they were. 240X wasn't a rotary.
No,
it was the Mazda one was the Mazda RX3.
Well, before
you had the RX3, and then you had the 7.
Before Nissan had bought that design, it was a Mazda rotary. I'm almost positive.
I don't know. I don't know if Nissan used a rotary. I know the RX3 was like I said, growing up in that day, it was like if you had an RX3, that was the shit. But it might had a
Mazda Datsun. Sorry, Datsun.
It was Datsun. It was a Datsun. It was a Datsun. But they used
they had rotary. They used rotary engines. I believe they were one in the same company, kind of like Lexus and Toyota.
Okay, so
Boy, we've gone down the fucking deepest rabbit hole that we can find.
oh yeah, the Sunny RE was the rotary engine used advanced development with the Nissan's own new rotary engine. Okay, so I didn't even know Nissan had a rotary.
Yeah, because they bought Datsun.
The 200 SX, available in 2-door hatchback, 3-door hatchback, was originally intended to feature a rotary engine. The resulting RE unit production, causing both the Sunny 210 and Silvia S110 shared a chassis code with the Mazda Cosmo Sport 110S, the first Japanese production car to feature a rotary engine. I don't know if they had a rotary that said it was supposed to come out in the 200SX, but it said it never came out. Because I had an RX-7 in the later or the mid 90s. I had the Gen 2 RX-7, and then I got rid of that and really fell in love with the Gen 1 RX-7s, and I bought one of those, and that thing hit a telephone pole or something. I don't really remember. But those days are like, if I could have that Celica back, I'd love it. Or even a little older, like a 77 Celica hatchback. If I could find one that was in terrible condition, I would put an Ellis, maybe an LT into it.
Really going down.
Maybe an LT into it. All new interior with one seat.
Make it all-wheel drive.
And then no, just rear-wheel drive. Rear-wheel drive with the supercharged. I don't know what to put in it. Something good.
Okay, I think it's time we eat the mushroom and get out of fucking Alice in Wonderland's rabbit hole.
Anyone want to buy a Scout? A half completed Scout minus a motor? Maybe I can just put a 5.3 and just put a supercharger on it and then put that into a Celica. You have everything on the Scout minus the motor. Will be for sale.
Man,
I'm gonna find a fucking I'm gonna find a Celica. That's it.
All right,
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm ricing myself out.
Yeah, we gotta wrap this one up.
I'm gonna have some mushroom risotto.
I think I'm gonna have some deer tonight. I still have some backstrap. I think I'm gonna have some backstrap tonight. Maybe some steamed broccoli, and yeah, because this weekend I'm going hunting. I'm leaving tomorrow.
Oh,
so it's gonna be rough. I know one day they're preparing a gumbo meal, and I know that's gonna have flour in it, so it's gonna fuck up my keto diet. So I'm going to try to pick out as much of the meat as I can from the liquid that's in it. But pray for me.
You can have a small amount of carbs and still retain ketosis.
Yeah, I think it's 8 grams.
So yeah, so that's the only thing you're worried about is one meal. Then I just eat it if it's delicious. Just eat it and just make sure you're not fucking around the rest of the way.
We're going to be hunting speckled belly in Arkansas.
In Arkansas? Who are you going with?
I don't think you know him. His name was Mike Park. Him and his friends.
You just drive it. You just drive out.
It's about 5 hours from here.
I was thinking like 7 hours, but it's 5 hours.
I think it's about 45 minutes west of Memphis.
Okay, yeah. So you're 3 hours. What are you? 4 hours of Memphis. Yeah, so about 5 hours. Okay, yeah, not too bad. Yeah. Cool. Well, have fun. Yeah. We're gonna do next episode Tuesday.
Hopefully.
Why?
Well, because I get back Monday.
Oh, let's do it Tuesday. It's my 55th birthday on Tuesday.
Oh, then we have to do it.
We have to do it. We have to do it on my birthday.
Yeah, you're gonna have to line up bottles of vodka and yak and some other shit that it's gonna fuck you up. Just start making you cuss again like crazy.
Just fucking crack it.
Oh fuck! Is JP?
Just go crack
is
it.
JP going over?
I'll just be fucking naked. Just be fucking naked, fucking cracking.
It's gonna be you, JP, and Jake. Just with the
No,
bottle,
no,
with
no,
the
no.
nipple on top of the bottle.
No. Me and Jake are the Kraken. JP is Screwball.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, have fun with that. Maybe call Clanton over.
Well, maybe I should. He should come over. All right, JC, you're in. You're in. I'll set up the camera system in the front room. We can go stools side by side. All right. All right, JC, you're over Tuesday. You're hanging out.
Just make sure that you cover your balls.
or not.
All right, folks. I guess that's it for today. We're yeah, we got to wrap this up.
All right, guys.
Until next week. See ya.